Hi YouTube, it's your boy Grassy TV, and welcome to another Here's Each 2 video. Sub-skill trees are a new feature coming in Season 5 and are designed to provide a more tailored experience, letting players focus on specific playstyles and strategies that better suit their preferences. Each tree will offer a mix of passive and active abilities, allowing for a wide range of build options, enhancing both character customization and gameplay depth. To access this new feature, simply click the plus sign at the top right of the skill you're looking to spec into. A new window will pop up that looks just like this. Here's how this works. You always start at the bottom, then lines connect to smaller travel nodes that grant stacking buffs. At the end, every skill has 4 larger nodes that are very build defining, known as augments. You cannot have more than 1 augment per skill, but you can spec as many skills as you have allocated. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing each of the skills sub-skill trees for the Necromancer class, going through every node and demonstrating each augment. I will have timestamps available so you can easily navigate to your favorite skills. Now before we get started, this video is not intended to simulate DPS or serve as an indicator of which skills will be the best for Season 5. The goal here is simply to generate early conversations regarding sub-skill functionality, improvements, and diversity to ensure that every skill in Season 5 brings something fresh and exciting to the game. Use the comments to share your thoughts, or feel free to share a build that you've theory crafted. I'm streaming Season 5 beta on Twitch at twitch.tv/Graxy_TV, and I would be happy to check out any of these new build ideas that you guys have. Let's get going. The first skill is Bone Shred. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increases the amount of bone shreds, increases damage dealt, decreased mana cost, increased projectile speed, chance on cast to increase the damage and size of bones, increased cast rate, bone shreds now return to the Necromancer, dealing increased damage, chance to inflict bleeding, increased damage dealt to bleeding targets, and chance on cast to unleash additional bone shreds. The first augment is Bomb of Bones. Throw a bone bomb that explodes into an increased amount of bone shreds in all directions. Second is Shattering Carcass. Bone shreds now explode into piercing bone shards on hit. Third is Orbiting Remains. Bone shred now orbits the Necromancer with increased damage and are sent outwards after a short period if they do not hit a target. And fourth, Skeletal Split. Bone shred splits into multiple piercing shreds on hit. The second skill is Meat Bomb. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased damage, increased cast range, recover a portion of your maximum life on hit, increase the amount of corpses created by Meat Bomb. Meat Bomb bounces off the ground, dealing area of effect damage. Increase Meat Bomb explosion area of effect radius, increases Meat Bomb's travel speed, chance on cast to unleash an additional bomb, chance on hit to stun, and chance for smaller chunks of meat to explode and spawn an additional corpse. And chance for smaller chunks of meat to explode and spawn an additional corpse. The first augment is Strong Bones. Pull nearby monsters into the explosion location. Second is Rotten Corpses. Converts Meat Bomb damage into poison, inflicting poison. Consuming corpses unleashes a poison nova. Third is Multi-Lumps. There are multiple Meat Bombs in an arc, inflicting Arcane Break on hit. And fourth, Colossal Carcass. Throw a massive chunk of meat with increased size and damage, sending monsters airborne, dealing area effect damage when landing. The third skill is Poison Breath. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased cast rate, increased size, inflicts poison on hit, chance on hit to chain an additional breath from the target to its closest monster, dissolve low life monsters into pools of acid, dealing additional damage and slowing on hit, increased damage dealt to poison targets, chance on hit to inflict poison break, increased damage dealt, decreased mana cost, and chance on kill to spawn a necrotic ward, unleashing poison breath towards the nearest monster for a short period. The first augment is Acid Spit. Spew out multiple poison projectiles, exploding into acid novas, inflicting increased poison damage. Second is Biohazard. Increases size of poison breath. Third is Necrotic Tongue. Increases the length of poison breath, inflicting poison break and dealing increased damage. And fourth, Plague Breath. Unleash multiple breaths in an arc, dealing increased damage. The fourth skill is Bone Spear. Starting with the travel nodes, we have Bone Density, decreased mana cost, chance on hit to summon a Bone Spirit, increased projectile speed, chance to inflict poison on hit, inflicts poison break on hit, chance to critically hit with increased critical strike damage, decreased movement diminish when using Bone Spear, increased damage dealt to poison targets, and increased damage based on your maximum mana, but now it depletes a portion of it as additional mana cost. The first augment is Impaling Spine. Throw a Colossal Bone Spear, dealing increased damage and knocking monsters up. Second is Bone Nova. Bone Spear now explodes into Bone Novas on hit, dealing increased damage and stunning on hit. Third is Plenty of Bone. Throw multiple smaller bone spears in an arc. And fourth, Bone Splinters. Bone Spears split into multiple smaller bone spears on hit. The fifth skill is Corpse Explosion. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increases the explosion area of effect radius of Corpse Explosion, chance to critically hit with increased critical strike chance, increases maximum cast range, increases the area of effect radius. Corpses spawned from Meat Bomb cause Corpse Explosion to deal additional damage, increase the damage dealt by Corpse Explosion. Exploding a corpse gives you a burst of movement speed, increases damage dealt to stunned enemies, chance on hit to stun, and corpses have a chance to explode twice. The first augment is Convergence. Corpse Explosion now inflicts poison and poison break on hit. Second is Dissolve in Solution. This one's currently showing an execute below a certain life threshold. However, the description says that it consumes a corpse to unleash a poison nova, dealing damage and inflicting poison. Not sure which one this is supposed to be doing. As of right now, it doesn't give me a poison nova whenever I can consume corpses, so I'm assuming that it'll give the execute. The description just needs updated. Third is Devouring Aura. Activate an aura around you, consuming nearby corpses per second, casting Corpse Explosion for a short period. Corpse Explosion now has a cooldown. And fourth, Lich's Command. Corpses are now lit on fire with increased day. And fourth, Lich's Command. Corpses are now lit on fire with increased size, dealing increased damage and inflicting burning on hit. The sixth skill is Bone Spirit. Starting with the travel node, we have Bone Spirits unleash additional souls on hit, increased damage dealt, increases the explosion area effect radius. Bone Spirit grows larger and deals more damage over time while traveling, decrease the cooldown, inflicts arcane break, increases the damage dealt to bosses, increase the damage dealt by Bone Spirits explosions, increases the Bone Spirit size and damage scaling with your explosion area of effect stat, and when passing through one of the Necromancer summons or allies, Bone Spirits will heal them for a portion of their maximum life. The first augment is Ghouls of Agony. Bone Spirit no longer explodes on hit, but travels forward, slowly dealing damage over time. Second is Furnace of Souls. Summon increased amounts of souls, inflicting burning on hit. Third is Soul Sacrifice. Now consumes a portion of your mana on hit, converting it into additional damage at a 45% conversion rate. And fourth is Spirit Festival. Consume multiple corpses in a radius around you, summoning a Bone Spirit from each. The cooldown is now increased. The seventh skill is Poison Nova. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased the amount of poison projectiles, increased damage dealt, increases the poison amount when dealing damage with Poison Nova, increases projectile speed, chance to spread poison to nearby monsters on hit, chance to reduce a target's damage dealt, chance to slow and inflict a poison break, increased damage dealt to poison targets, increases the size of poison projectiles, and Poison Nova projectiles now orbit outwards with increased duration. The first augment is Poison Cloud. Instead of releasing poison projectiles, Poison Nova instead causes an explosion centered around the Necromancer, dealing increased damage based on the projectile amount. Second is Virulent Blink. Teleport to cast location, hexing enemies on hit. Third is Center of Epidemic. Poison Nova projectiles have a chance to return to the Necromancer, dealing additional damage and increasing the Necromancer's poison damage on return. And fourth, Puppet Master. Cast a Poison Nova from all nearby poisoned enemies with increased damage based on poison. Poison Nova now has a cooldown. The 8th skill is Raise Skeleton. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increase the maximum amount of Skeletal Warriors, increase their damage, increase attack speed. Skeletons heal themselves for a portion of their missing life on hit. Skeletons now deal a portion of their damage as area of effect damage. Skeletons now have a chance to dodge incoming damage, increase their life, increase their movement speed, increase their damage based on your missing life, and their life is reduced, but when they die, they explode, unleashing a bone shrapnel around them. The first augment is Zombies. Skeletal Warriors are spawned as zombies, rapidly draining their life and exploding into pieces, inflicting poison. Second is Winds of the Dead. Skeletal Warriors have a chance to perform an area of effect attack with increased radius and damage. Third is Horde of Undead. Increase the maximum summon amount of Skeletal Warriors. Skeletal Warriors damage and life is reduced. And fourth, Weapons Beyond Grave. Skeletal Warriors have a chance on attack to deal critical strike damage equal to your critical strike damage at a 60% proc chance. The 9th skill is Raise Skeleton. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased maximum amount, increased damage, chance for Skeletal Mages to fire an additional projectile on attack, chance for Skeletal Mages to crit, increase their critical strike damage, fire multiple projectiles in an arc with decreased damage, chance on attack to create an illusion for a short period of time, chance to inflict burning, increase the life, and increase attack speed for your Skeletal Mages. The first augment is Cursed Blast. Unleash an Arcane Nova on hit, dealing a portion of the damage. Second is Chaining Scorn. Attacks now have a chain on hit, dealing increased damage. Third is Summon Archmage. You can now only summon one Skeleton Mage, but it scales according to the maximum amount of Skeleton Mages. And fourth, Unholy Lightning. Skeleton Mages now shoot a surge of Dark Lightning with increased range and damage. The 10th skill is Summon Damned Legion. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased damage dealt, chance on hit to inspire nearby allies, increasing their attack speed and damage for a short period. Increase the life and damage. Increases the life of Damned Legion based on your maximum life. Attacks deal a portion of their damage to enemies around the target. Chance on attack to cast a shockwave, dealing area of effect damage and stunning monsters in a line. Increases the maximum amount of Damned Legion. Chance on attack for Damned Legion to stun nearby monsters. Chance to perform an additional attack. Increase the attack speed. And Damned Legion has an aura around them that pulses every second, dealing a portion of their life as damage to nearby monsters. The first augment is Abomination. Summon a Frenzied Abomination that deals increased damage for a short period of time before exploding, dealing massively increased damage to nearby monsters. Second is Thorned Revenant. Damned Legion gains damage return based on your total damage return at a 300% conversion rate. Third is Damned Sharpshooter. Instead, summon a Legion Marksman firing explosive bolts with a giant ballista. And fourth, Catastrophic Legion. Summon a single Damned Legion with increased damage and life. Additionally grows the size of Damned Legion, scaling from the Legion's maximum life. Unfortunately, I don't really have a way to give him a ton of life at the current moment, so he does get bigger though. The 11th and final skill is Summon Vengeful Spirit. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased Vengeful Spirit's damage based on your intelligence. Increased movement speed, increases their attack speed, increase their life. Attacks by Vengeful Spirit have a chance to fort, creating multiple chain lightnings. Attacks always critically strike targets at maximum health, dealing increased damage and stunning them. Increased damage to stun targets. Chance on attack to summon a ghastly whirlpool that pulls nearby targets to it. Chain lightning from Vengeful Spirits chains to additional targets, and Vengeful Spirits gain an aura that drains a portion of common monster max health per second to heal itself. The first augment is Contaminated Spirit. Vengeful Spirit now deals poison damage, inflicting poison for a short portion of its damage. Additionally gains a chance to unleash a Poison Nova on hit. Second is Hatred Reinforcements. You can now summon additional Vengeful Spirits. Third is Sacrificial Offering. Your Vengeful Spirit now absorbs the stats of all nearby summons, killing them in the process. You can no longer summon any minion while Vengeful Spirit is active. And lastly, Vengeful Poltergeist. Vengeful Spirit now summons a Bone Spirit and Tornadoes in addition to its normal attack. And that's going to wrap up today's video, showcasing all of these sub-skill trees for the Necromancer class. What was your favorite augment? Let me know in the comments. If you want to stay up to date with Season 5 beta, be sure to subscribe to this channel to always know when I post a new video. Come check me out live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Graxy_TV. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave it a like, as it does help me a ton. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.